still, it's an enjoyable Friday here on Kababayan LA because right about now, I get to drink while at work. How many people can say that, right? Filipino or Kababayan Samay, yes you can. Santos Boy, hello and welcome back to Kababayan LA.
Thank you.
You've never been in studio, but we went to you, right? When was that? Not too long ago.
It was, yeah, I think
we
it was
went to
a few months ago.
Mignon is your restaurant.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself for those who haven't seen you before?
Sure. So my name is Santos Uy, and like you said, I am the owner of Mignon Wine and Cheese Bar, which is in downtown. And I got into wine, I'd say when I was in high school, college. My parents just started getting into it, and they'd let me taste the wine. And
in high school?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
And when I was a senior in college, they introduced me to Silver Lake Wine, which is a local wine store. So I went to all the tastings for 6 months straight, and when I graduated, they hired me.
Is that very usual? Is that something usual for Filipinos to be in the wine industry? Do we have a wine culture in our community?
In the community, well, wine is kind of growing in America. It got held back a lot back in during the Prohibition. But we're trying to build a kind of classic wine and food culture. Like our food culture is kind of matched with the wine, right, and vice versa. You're
talking about America in general, not really Filipino. What about among Filipinos?
Well, if you think about the Filipinos, in the Philippines, it's a tropical climate, so you can't really grow a lot of vines there. And most of the Filipinos I know drink a lot of beer.
Oh, right. So your line of work, do you encounter a lot of Filipinos who are into wine?
More and more.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
More and more.
What are the important things that one needs to think about if you want to get into drinking wine?
Just taste a lot. If you really want to get into it, and a lot of people, they call it the wine bug. They catch the wine bug, so they just start reading as much literature as they can. But reading and tasting are the two most important things.
Right.
Yeah. The only things you need.
Right. Did you have to take classes for this?
No. When I was hired at Silver Lake Wine, I was able to taste 50 to 100 wines a week. And I bought the wine Bible. I bought some other wine books.
So just reading and tasting. And that's what I like about Mignon also, because you don't have your regular popular selection. You have like very unique and really, what do you call that? Boutique wine?
Yeah, boutique, very esoteric. And we'll get into these wines later. But yeah, we don't have, people ask for a house wine. We don't have house wine.
Right.
Our wine selection changes almost weekly.
Okay, let's not get to that later. Let's get to that now.
Oh, okay.
All right, what do we have here?
So let me just pour it for you, and then we could taste it together.
Okay.
So the first wine is a white wine.
When you pour, you can't touch the glass?
Well, there are not really any rules. I mean, yeah, I don't really touch the glass. It's just kind of like one of those unspoken things.
Okay, and what is this?
So this is called Treasurinho, and it's from kind of a popular area in Portugal called Vinho Verde, which means green wine, because the wines have a kind of a greenish hue to it.
What is a characteristic of a wine that comes from Portugal?
Well, Vinho Verde is almost always characterized by having this kind of spritzy effervescence.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you just take a look at the wine, you'll see some bubbles floating around.
Exactly. And it's very mild, not too strong.
It's a great summer wine, and I've paired a wine that's similar to this with the Filipino dish, sisig.
It's so refreshing.
Yeah.
And see, we'll get to that right about now. Filipino food, do you think there's not a big wine culture, wine tradition in the Filipinos? Because normally our food dishes, they're not really taken with wine.
If you ask a lot of Filipino chefs, they'll say, a lot of the Filipino food it's overly salty, overly fatty, and overly acidic.
Yes.
But there are wines that you could pair. I would say this Vinho Verde would be a great pairing for something like sisig, which is marinated in lemon juice. So it has that acidity. It's, a lot of times it's just pork and chicken liver.
Right.
So it lifts it up, and this wine kind of pairs with that. It matches well with the acidity. And the citrus that you get from the nose and on the palate is kind of like this tart green apple.
Very well said.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
This is not the first time that you're doing pairing Filipino food and wine, right? Because in fact, you did that before, and you're going to do it again. S3, sweet, savory, and sommelier.
Yeah.
Tell us about this event.
So this is kind of the second time I'm doing this event. I did a similar event with the same chocolate lady, and she makes chocolates which are filled with Filipino-inspired flavors.
With Filipino food, we're trying to break barriers here and try to pair Filipino food with wine. As we try the next bottle, go ahead, invite our viewers to come check you guys out. And when is this going to be? June 26th, right?
Yes, I believe
yes.
so.
It's on June 26th. We got the details for you earlier on the show. If we can put it up once again, it's at night, 7 to 9 p.m. at Kazuyo. Kazuyo is also a sushi place that's Filipino-owned. Wow, it's going to be like a big Filipino celebration once
Exactly.
again.
That's what we're looking for.
We hope to see you there. That's the number to call on the screen. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yes, thank you so much for visiting us. Thank you for joining us today on the show. Enjoy, guys. Enjoy your weekend. I'll enjoy this wine.
The Chinatown Service Center is committed to you, the people who we serve. We've been strengthening and empowering the community for